Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So today we're going to learn another new chapter, which is managing the merchandise planning process. So what is the things or we want to consider when we want to purchase any merchandise, okay, for our retail shop? What will be the planning process that may involve? So basically, okay, we want to look at understanding how merchandise management would lead to the company performance. Okay, and then we want to also contrast the merchandise management process for staple and fashion merchandise. Staple is the items like groceries item, can be considered as a staple merchandise. Okay, the products that is have high demands coming from the customer, and then predicting the sales for merchandise categories and looking at some of the trade-off for developing merchandise assortment. How would be the right way for you to describe in terms of choosing the right merchandise assortment in your retail shop, and then illustrating how to determine the appropriate inventory levels, how we want to make sure that your inventory levels at the best time, so that you are not taking any risk or any chance that your inventory is below the demand or demand coming from the customer. You need to make sure that the supply is there, and then analyze merchandise control system, what types of the control system that can be used, and then the multi-store retailers and how to allocate the merchandise to the store, and retailers evaluation when you have engaged with certain merchandise management decision. So basically, in merchandise management, you have three layers. You have buyers, divisional merchandise managers, and also you have general merchandise managers. So we want to see how all these three uh, person that make a purchase right merchandise, right time, and also right place. So let's look at this chart. So as you can see that here, when it comes to merchandise buying process, so you can look at the first layer, which is GMM. When GMM, the person that looking into the whole spectrum of merchandise classification in the company and make decision to purchase what types of merchandise suitable for the retail shop. And then we have also division merchandise manager. The division merchandise manager is responsible to understand the buyer demand. What would be the demand? For example, here we have buyer girls, and then from there, in the buyer category for girls, you have four types of products that you want to offer, like sportswear, dress, swimwear, and also outerwear. So as for the stock keeping unit, that you have, you have girls, Levi's jeans, size 5, and so on. So that shows how you want to classify, in terms of purchasing the right merchandise for your customer. And then how you want to manage the category, in terms of your merchandise. So you can have a few ways, right? The first one is category management. So basically, when it comes to the category management, it has one buyer or category manager. So here in this case, example is grocery store. So as you can look at the grocery store, we have a lot of types of products, which is in the same category, but you have different products. But from there, you can see that the customer can choose which type of product that they want. And then we have also category captain. Okay, category captain, this is you are hiring, you have your vendor, okay, help to manage the category. Okay, so for example, like you have a cereal category. So cereal category vendor, maybe Nestle. Okay, they are the one that helping up, okay, helping out the retailer company, okay, to manage the product on the shelf. Okay, so here we can look at some of the example of merchandise category. So like for this case, you have K4 here. Okay, K4 appointed Colgate as a category captain. So they are the one that managing the shelf. Okay, helping out the retailer, okay, to make sure that their product is there. Okay, and other product also on the shelf. All right. And then we can look at the another one, measuring sales to stock ratio. So here in this case, we can look at some of the products that require a very frequent replenishment. Okay, so for example here, maybe bakery department in the supermarket. So basically they have this sales to stock ratio and low gross margin because the bread, you know that the bread demand, uh, every time you put on the shelf, okay, just in a while, okay, you can see that you need to replenish again. Okay, but okay, on the other hand, okay, the margin, the gross margin is very small because the bread is not that expensive, so that you can enjoy at a very low gross margin. But still, okay, you need to make sure that you have to have the product on shelf for your customer. So how you want to improve the gross margin of ROI for your product? So basically you can conduct a sales to stock ratio. You calculate. Okay, you calculate throughout 365 days. Okay, and then calculate based on the any reduce or increase, reduce in inventory or increase in sales. So you have to keep on looking at the trend. Okay, from there you can have in terms of calculation. Okay, how the inventory turnover would help the company to make decision. So sometimes if let's say your turnover is very high, okay, means that maybe you need to have more products coming or replenish on the shelf. And then increase gross margin. Okay, you can do it through increasing the price. Okay, you because now I think when it comes to the price, customer is um, quite sensitive, because when the price is higher, okay, it is difficult for them to make decision whether to purchase or not the product. So increased price could be the last resort, but maybe you can also reduce cost of the goods sold. Okay, in terms of the cost when you prepare the product, or maybe through the transaction, some of the transaction that you can reduce, so it will lead to the lower price in terms of the price of the product. Then you can enjoy a higher gross margin, and then reduce the customer discounts. Okay, so maybe last time you give like 30%, okay, but now you give only 10%. Okay, so when you reduce the customer discount, you can enjoy a higher gross margin. Okay, so we have here types of merchandise management planning. So we have staple merchandise and basic merchandise. So as I have explained to you just now, okay, like staple merchandise, basically you will have the product that on the shelf, and you need a continuous replacement. Okay, for example, like egg, breads, and then milk. Okay, all these are considered as the staple merchandise. In the basic merchandise, okay, basic merchandise, for example, in any fashion retail. So basic merchandise, maybe you have like dress or blouse. So sometimes it also require changes in terms of seasonal merchandise. So different season will have different type of the design of the product. So when it comes to fashion merchandise, we have to look also at the seasonal, and maybe at that, like for example, like this month is a Christmas month. So you will have products that are relevant or related to the Christmas design, or maybe Christmas concept. Okay, and then forecasting staple merchandise. Okay, you can use your historical sales. Means that you have your record coming from the system itself. So from there you can forecast what are the things that you can control and uncontrollable. So sometimes when it comes to promotion, prices, and then in terms of economic condition and so on. So sometimes you may see that there's changes in trend coming demand coming from your customer. Like now during the COVID time, okay, pandemic COVID, so you can see that some of the products may have dropped in sales. Okay, but some is doing well. For example, like pharmaceutical products, they can the sales is getting higher and higher, for example. Okay, but maybe other products like maybe those that badly affected, maybe some of the retail product also not, because of some of the shop needs to close. This would have impact to the retailers. And then as for forecasting for merchandise category, okay, you can have your previous sales data. Okay, you can also get some information from your customer through in-depth interview and maybe focus group. So you can conduct a market research to understand the fashion trend, okay, and then how the vendor can support you. Okay, and sometimes the vendor also can give you an idea because they have been working with a lot of retailers. So from there, they know that they can advise you, okay, what would be the trend, okay, coming for this year fashion, for example. So some of the fashion merchandise category, you can see that, for example, like Marks and Spencer, Pardini. So they know that, okay, what will be the seasonal of the product, seasonal product that they are going to offer to their customer. And then for service retailer, okay, service retailer, for example, like here Starbucks, maybe AirAsia, okay, airlines. So basically, it is not that difficult, okay, because when they have all the data, customer coming or using their services, okay, so they can see that, okay, these are the season, okay, the time that you can push the sale, or maybe you can offer uh, discounted price to their customer. So it is good that they can take reservation first, okay, so that they can secure the bookings coming from the customer, or make through making appointments. And maybe you can also offer sell advance ticket, okay, if let's say you want to travel next year, okay, in July, so you have like discounted or promotion tickets at lower price, so you can close some of the dealings with the customer. Okay, so this is in terms of the service retailers. Okay, so we can in terms of the variety of product, variety and assortment. So you need to have like your assortment plan, okay, the variety of product that you want to offer, the breadth, okay, and then assortment and also the depth. So let's look at assortment plan for the girls jeans here. So you have the styles, skinny, okay, the price level, you have various price level, and then fabric composition, okay, you have also several types of fabric composition, the different types of colors that you're offering. Okay, and then when it comes to the other design, so here maybe you have another one, boot cut, for example. So you can see the range of price also slightly different. Okay, so you can see here, all right, if let's say I'm the person who like to go for skinny, okay, rinse wash, okay, and then I want to go for black color, okay, so I can purchase at 35 ringgit. Okay, but maybe I have less budget. Okay, I go for maybe skinny, yeah, skinny distress, and then I go for the same color. So I pay only $20 or 30 ringgit. So depending on the needs of the consumer. So that's why when you go to jeans shop, so a lot of types of jeans available with different colors, different materials. So that is one of the example of the assortment plan. Okay, so you as a retailer, okay, you need to understand, okay, the needs are coming from your consumer or coming from your customer. And then determining variety and assortment. Okay, so complementary merchandise. So complementary merchandise, here you are adding more stock keeping unit to increase accessory sales. So you have more products on shelf to complement, okay, the current purchase of your customer. So here you can look at some of the size of buying behavior. For example, like maybe large assortment can give more opportunity for the customer. Okay, for example, you want to buy cereal. Okay, I want to buy Coco Crunch. Okay, but at the same time, I also looking at Hardy Star. So I want to purchase I want to purchase these two products. Okay, in that particular section or that particular range of product offered. So you can have more alternative provided to the consumer. And then physical characteristic of the store also plays an important role. Okay, because when the store is small, okay, it's quite difficult for the customer to move around and to also look and enjoy the touch and the feeling of the product. Okay, this is the model stock plan. Okay, each stock keeping unit. Okay, uh, it is having different types of plans that you have the stock plans in your in the store itself. So you can have for example like short, medium, long, and then here the sizes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 14. So the number of units that you have. So from here you know that every time when you make the purchase, okay, it will straight away updated. The customer make a purchase, it will definitely will update, okay, the system so that you will understand. Okay, you have to replenish for a certain stock in that for that particular product. So backup stock, safety stock, product availability, and level of support. So when it comes to the buffer stock, okay, you have to make sure that you have the backup stock available in your store. Okay, and then safety stock. Okay, maybe you can have like less than 5. Okay, just in case if let's say more customer is buying, then you can have more stock. And then the product availability. Okay, make sure that if let's say the product is being advertised, saying that okay, it is available in the store, this particular store, you have to make sure that the product is there. And then the level of support, okay, in terms of the service level, okay, provided by the store also important. So you have to make sure that everyone will be able to understand, okay, the importance of the product to the consumer. And then we have a control system for managing inventory of staple merchandise. So you have a cycle stock, means that every month, okay, there's a certain number of unit, minimum number of unit of stock will be available for that particular month. Okay, and base stock means that the basic minimum that you need to have, okay, in the store, for example, like 100 unit. So you have to make sure that you maintain the base stock that you have in your organization. Okay, so sometimes this is also plays a very important role because when it comes to certain season, unexpected, like last time during the pandemic COVID, the first time that we had that experience, everyone is keeping a lot of stocks at home. Okay, so that will reflect the cycle stock and base stock of retail shop. So you have to make sure that you're able to have sufficient cycle and also base stock in your retail shop. And then controlling system for managing inventory, staple. So you can have the level of backup stock, desired product availability. So you will understand which type of product that needed by the customer. And then the lead time, you have to look also from the vendor. Okay, how would be the lead time that you have to wait for the product to reach your retail shop, retail outlet or retail store. And then fluctuation in lead time, sometimes in the price. Price could be fluctuate because of the lead time is maybe higher. Okay, and then vendors fill rate. Okay, means that how good your vendor, you are rating your vendor. Okay, whether they are doing well or not with your organization. And then control system for managing inventory. Here you can have also automated continuous replenishment. So in here you can look at it also called as perpetual inventory. Okay, it is auto replenish. So normally when you have the product needs to be replenished, so it will a prompt in the system. So your employee will be responsible to replenish the stock on the shelf. And then you have your inventory management report. Okay, here maybe sometimes you can have it on the weekly basis or maybe on daily basis or monthly basis. And order point and the order quantity, right? You are looking at the trend, the current sales, and then sales forecast, inventory and amount of order. So you can look at some of the time that require minimum order quantity that must be in your store. Okay, so you can look through. This is the example of the inventory management report. Okay, for Rubbermaid. So you can see that all these are being updated every day. Okay, because when the purchase is made by the customer, it will reflect in the system that they have. So you can understand what would be the product or the materials that you would require to replenish. Okay, and then when it comes to the merchandise budget plan, okay, you need to understand the amount of merchandise in dollar and cents needs to be delivered each month, and then you need to also look at the sales forecast. What would be the trend, upcoming trend, and then plan employee and customer discount. Okay, you have to include maybe at the middle of the month. Okay, maybe you can have some discounts for your customer. So you have planned already the price in the system. And the level of inventory needed to support sales. So level of the inventory, what would be the minimum number that could push the sales for your retail store. And then we have also control system here in terms of managing inventory of fashion merchandise. You can have an open to buy system. Okay, open to buy system is a system that keeping tracks of buyer merchandise. So if let's say they purchase, okay, and then if let's say they overbuy, okay, they or maybe less or underbuy, okay, so depending on the spending budget that available coming from the customer itself. So you have to look at your present inventory level. Okay, how you can purchase merchandise delivery schedule and how much has been sold to the customer. So you can keep track by having, like just now, you can look at the system that you have. Okay, from there, okay, it helps you to make decision. Okay, to replenish or to ensure your present inventory level is up to the current demand coming from the customer. And then amount of merchandise allocated. Okay, so here we can look at based on annual sales. So you can look at your report every year. So now you can plan how much amount this type of merchandise that you can allocate for next year, for example. And then physical characteristic of merchandise, okay, maybe the size of the product, okay, maybe the customer likes to go for small product, for example. And then the depth and assortment, okay, here we are looking at the variety of products that you offer, okay, and then different flavor, different color, and also we are looking at the level of product availability. So level of product availability means that you are ensuring the product is available, minimum number of product is available on the shelf for your consumer or customer. Okay, so types of merchandise are allocated. Okay, you can also use a geo-demographic in the store trading. So you are looking at geography and demographic of that particular area. So you know what types of product that is can be considered to be on the shelf. And then timing of merchandise allocation. Okay, you are looking at seasonal differences, consumer demand differences, and also paycheck cycle. Normally end of the month, okay, on 24th or 25th, so you will have all these product allocated or product being put on shelf, so that the customer, because you know that there is a time that your consumer or your customer getting their paycheck, yes, their salary, so they can spend during that particular time. And then evaluating the merchandise plan using sell-through analysis. Okay, sell-through analysis, you can compare the actual and planned sales. So this is the process. Whether you want to look at your planning is meeting the plan, meeting the expected demand coming from your consumer. So here you can look at some comparison, okay, actual to plan week 1 and also week 2. So you can look at the plan actual here. So whether there's a difference. The plan, okay, you put 20, but actual being sold is only 15, for example. So there's a difference in negative 25% in terms of your products or merchandise. So from here you can look each product, okay, how it gives benefits, or you want to make some decision, very important decision to replenish or to top up or to reduce some quantity of the product. So as you can see here, the good ones, okay, we have like blue silk v-necks. So you have 35 plan, but actual in sales is 45. So increase about 29%. Okay. Okay, ABC, ABC is activity-based costing analysis. So you can look at some of the processes that involve in SKU, stock keeping unit, for example, like rank order by sale, gross margin, and inventory. So you can use the 80-20 principle to understand. 80-20 principle is like the effort, means like the effort that you put into the 80% of the processes. Okay, and then when it comes to the 20% principle is the success. So you have to put a lot of activities in order for you to achieve the 20% of the achievement. Okay, and then the item classified, okay, you have to understand what types of the items that you want to put in, okay, put in the store, okay, and you need to make sure that you go through with the each items so that the items will have a greater value when it is offered to your customer. Okay, and then evaluating vendors using the multi-attribute method. So you can use the multi-attribute method, okay, using some of the weighted score. So you can conduct a weighted score for each vendor. So you want to evaluate whether your vendor is doing well with your company or not. So you can look at some of the processes here. Okay, importance of evaluation of issue. Okay, you have brand A, brand B, brand C, and brand D. So vendor reputation. Okay, from there there's a formula for you to multiply. So from there you can see that Okay, which one is the best vendor, okay, for you. So depending on the companies, okay, sometimes different vendor has different types of needs, okay, and then maybe at the same time, okay, you're also looking at how the extensive of the vendor, okay, able to work with you. Okay, sometimes they just send, okay, the product without giving full support to your company. Okay, I think that's all for this chapter. So I see you in the next class. Okay, thank you very much and have a nice day.